Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play TerraFirmaCraft. I have been exploring and I realized that I can't really show exploring on video because of a certain problem that I'm having, wherein my game lags to all kingdom come. I also found some gooseberry bushes while I was exploring, but my game lags way too much when it's generating terrain, and I don't know if it's this mod or if it's just Minecraft in general is very slow nowadays at generating terrain, but if I take a few steps forward, I will probably end up causing a preponderance of lag. So rather than subject you guys to that, I will just do most of my exploring on my own. I did find a pretty cool burning forest, which I figured I'd show you guys. I have been following the beach along, so like my base is over there, and I've just been kind of following the beach along this way. And I've arrived at this burning forest. Poor things. So yeah, I'm going to keep looking. I haven't really found much else. I did find some more pumpkins. I didn't bother grabbing them. I'll probably grab them on the way back. But yeah, welcome to this episode of Let's Play TerraFirmaCraft. And there is a lot of lava and a lot of fire over here. And also, I just ran into some limonite. I'm not sure what limonite is, but I have it. And I thought I heard a bear. Oh, so that's what the Enderman looked like in this texture pack. I could have sworn I heard some growling. And no, I can't seem to locate it. Ooh, lily pads. So lily pads do exist in this mod, so that's good. Used to be obsessed with lily pads when they first came out. I think they're pretty awesome still, but... I hear you. Did you climb up a tree or something? Or is that just another sound that the the Endermen make? Oh god, I am so nervous around this lava. I'm just afraid I'm going to step over something that's going to cause a cave-in and I'm just going to be done. Let's go back to the beach. I'm sure I'll find a bear eventually. It's a little too scary for me. So I'm going to look up what this limonite is and see if it might be worth actually excavating. Hey, look at that, an actual bona fide mountain. That's kind of cool. I just heard a cave-in. It sounded like it was kind of caving in on some ore or something, and I see a light. Let me see if I can peek through here without getting murdered. Anything? Or is just some eerie source of light? I don't want to get too close, because this thing could actually collapse in on me, even. And I actually did see over there what looks to be an exposed ore of some kind. It may actually be coal. I believe you actually can mine, you can find exposed coal. So I think I'm going to head over there and try to pick it up and see what else we've got around here. Doesn't look like coal. Now that I'm closer to it. Oh, and we're still generating chunks. Let's see what we got here. That is definitely not coal. That is some more copper, and it's rich too. Let me mark this. What can I do? What can I use to mark this? We'll put some planks here. Pretty sure I'll remember this. I'm still following the coast. Good rule of thumb to help yourself not get lost, especially when you're just sort of going off in a random direction. Is to try to remember any sort of landmarks that you can find, including just following a simple rule like I'm gonna follow the coast. Done. No risk of getting lost necessarily. So, all right, let's see what else we can get. All right, well, I'm on my way back home. Not only did I find a really cool sort of gutted mountain, but I also saw that and a zombie. And I noticed also some here. It's some sort of reddish material, and I actually have no clue what it is. So let me murder this zombie, and hopefully I'll be able to find out without getting killed. This thing does a lot of damage. Either that or zombies are just really weak. Alright, what are you? Be something awesome, please. You are Sylvite. Okay, no clue what Sylvite is, so we're gonna go check the old wiki. Interesting. So Sylvite is fertilizer. You can actually grind it up in a quern, and it turns into fertilizer. Doesn't seem to have any variance in between the different types. I don't particularly need it right now, and it's pretty easy to remember that it's just along the coast, and it's pretty obvious to spot. I will still put a nice little signal flare here from future self, so I don't, miss out on it. But that is neat. Unfortunately, it's also not what I need, because I'm still in desperate need of flux. And I have as of yet, like in English, not found any. Not found any at all. It could also be one of those things where I've missed it. You know, I've walked right by it and overlooked it and all that. And I know with me playing a texture pack, it's not like you guys can point out to me what it looks like or anything necessarily, unless you also have the texture pack and have some knowledge of what things within said texture pack actually do look like. I really don't want to risk fighting anything this far out, so I'm just going to swim. So I guess I just need to keep my eye out. Now, as far as I know, you can find deposits of the things that I need, of whatever types of flux, within rock salt. I just haven't. I just haven't had the luck to find it yet, unfortunately. I'm actually beginning to feel a little copper blocked again. I'm sure when I find it, I'm going to find ridiculous amounts of it, to the point where it feels almost excessive. But until that moment happens, I don't have any. I can kill this guy. Jukes, massive jukes, or he just doesn't want to fight. That's totally fine too. Not a problem. I wish I could find... actually, one of the primary reasons I was going exploring, not only just for the flux, but was also to try to find some sugar cane. Because I would just love having a book. I just want to make a recipe book, and oh, holy moly, that's a lot of mobs. Yeah, this is not something we're doing right now. No, thank you. Holy crap, that's a ton of mobs. Thankfully, mobs have never been good at swimming. I'm just going to keep following around. You know, that's another thing I actually saw when I was kind of poking around in the food section. You actually can kill squid for food. I had done that before and found that I didn't actually get anything, so it must have just been a really... you know, a bad or non-drop, I suppose would probably be the best way to put it. This looks a little different. You see the texture there? It almost looks like it's just completely just shaved off. I kind of wonder what material it is, actually. See if I can find somewhere safe and I'll dive down and grab it. Nice to have like underwater tools or something would be kind of cool. Don't have any ladders on me. I did make some ladders. Okay, so it's just... yeah, it's just regular sand. Crap. Need air. There we go. Okay. Gotta love the old Minecraft troll physics. Make sure I'm still following along the coast. There was a few times where I was tempted to sort of cross over to an island, but that is just way too risky. Huh. Apparently I killed something earlier and didn't get all of its XP. Might have been running from him. Still can't get over how much damage this does to zombies. Probably a weakness thing. I believe they're weak to slashing damage. Oh, hello. What are you? You look new. You look different. You are... okay, you're Galena. That's lead, which is completely useless. Of course, historically, lead was... that is a very interesting story, IRL. I won't go into a big science lecture, but if you ever have the chance, you should look into lead. And two things in particular: why the Romans used so much lead, and the rise and fall of leaded gasoline. It's actually really fascinating stuff. And there was actually an episode of the newest series of Cosmos with Neil deGrasse Tyson that talks about lead. Technically, it would be a very useful material, and it was a very useful material. Except that it kills you. Generally not a good aspect of a material you want to try to use for everyday purposes. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to stop rambling about complete nonsense and make my way back home, and I'll let you know if I find anything else cool. Alright, we made it back to my base, as you can see over there off in the distance, and did find a few cool things, which I just realized I didn't deposit all of them, so I'm going to go do that. And I'm going to be heading back out and continuing to explore along the coast, and just trying to keep my eyes peeled for anything that makes flux. My inventory is a mess, and it is full. I really Need to get to cleaning here at some point again. Actually, I have pumpkins over here, which I can then move here since I did end up harvesting those pumpkins on the way back home. So yeah, I'm going to follow that coast this time. And we'll see what we find. Alright, well, I did a lot more exploring. Didn't really find much of anything. Still no flux, although I don't really necessarily know what I'm looking for either. But I figured I would take some time to dig up some more wood and work a little bit more on my house, as I do need quite a lot of wood, and I want to make sure I have plenty of saplings too for that type of wood. Last thing I want to do is accidentally, I mean, it's not that it's going to go extinct, but there's always that chance of over harvesting it to the point where I no longer have any easily harvestable trees. So I figured I might as well take the time to cut as much as I can. These are some rather large trees too. Thankfully, when I do go to cut them, of course, they will cut very quickly, very easily, and give me a large amount of goods, which is, well, it's good. Plus, it just gives me an excuse to use the scythe that I made. These are willow saplings, yes? Yes, okay, good. So that is the right kind of tree. And looks like we got the sun going down here, so I'm going to probably need to watch out for a little while here, but I really hope I can find some flux soon. I'm very anxious to actually get some progress in. It's beginning to become less and less fun when I run into these artificial roadblocks of, can I find it? Even more so than you would in vanilla Minecraft. I mean, I don't mind it being, whoa, that took a lot of durability. I don't mind it being slightly grindy, of course. But when it comes to where I don't have anything to do, it gets pretty annoying. Not to mention, I'm going to need a lot of flux over the course of my career in this mod, so to speak. And I do mean a lot of flux. Every time you want to weld something, you need it. So, and I do plan on doing a lot of welding, for sure. So, that's something else to keep in mind is, it's not just, the progress isn't just fun. I mean, I do, I guess I need the progress. I need to make that progress because, otherwise I'll never get to see half the content that the mod has to offer. There's a good amount of it that I've never even touched yet. There's tier after tier after tier of metal, not to mention all sorts of extra ways to process metal, bunches and bunches of other cool utility things you can do, and none of it will be available to me if I don't find flux. So, alright, I'm going to head back to my house and we'll do some work on my house. Alrighty, got all the corner posts done. At least all the ones that I remembered. Not the front, because again, this is, I marked this out, but this is where the front porch is sort of going to be. So, yeah, I'm just going to build the walls here, and we'll see how that turns out. This place really looks weird without all the stone. I'm going to have to go grab a bunch more smooth stone. I may end up just smelting some of the copper into ingots and storing it, just to save a little bit of space and just to get it over with, because it's obviously going to eventually need to be done. I don't really have much of a choice in that matter, as I do need a ton of ingots in order to eventually make the aforementioned anvil to actually progress. Okay, so is that really all of it? Yeah, I guess I just need stone now. Also need to finish the basement. Get that whole cool looking basement thing done. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with the layout of the house. I need to make some glass yet and see if see if glass still exists and if I can use that for windows. Otherwise, I could just make some windows myself using just the plank blocks. That would actually look pretty cool, I think. So that's an option. Otherwise, need to make a bunch of doors and start probably doing some detailed blocks for furniture at some point. Although really my priority is more just getting the actual layout of the house. Now there is one sort of elephant in the room, so to speak, and that is the roof. I really don't have any clue as to what the roof should be. So if you guys have any suggestions, I mean, I could do like a really big thatched roof. I could do sort of a flat roof. Yeah, I don't know what would be ideal. I really don't. Also, I noticed that one of my corners is not finished, so let me go take care of that. Got a couple of zombie bros hanging out too. Hey, zombie bro. Silly zombies. So yeah, I need to go get some food as well, as I am completely out. Thankfully I can, oh, actually not entirely out, but almost completely out. So I'm going to go gather some food. I'm going to probably do a little bit more exploring, and we'll be back. Alright, so I guess the way that the world generation works in this is that the world generates in layers of stone. And there's a chance that I could be sitting on top of a layer of tons and tons and tons of what I need and not know it. So rather than continue to explore a lot, I'm going to try to find out. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dig straight down from here using the water to brace myself. So we're just going to basically do this. And we'll see what we sort of run into. Hopefully, well, I might want to actually expand this a little bit so I can, I think as long as I mine here and then here, I shouldn't suffer any penalty for mining speed. And I am in the water stream. So I should be safe. And just to be on the safe side either way, I am using bare minimum of equipment. So in case what the hell just happened? I caused a cave in underneath me or something? Boy, it sure sounds like it, doesn't it? Cue nervous laughter. I hear a skelly tone. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of is that there's a cave underneath me. Causing some sort of ruckus. I'm nervous now. Oh, this is a new stone. It is dacite, which I do not... Oh, yeah, look at that. You can see all the cobblestone down there. Dacite, which I do not believe is... Wow, yeah, that is crazy. And I can actually go down here. Am I going to get shot? I probably am. So dark. Holy moly, that is a lot of cobblestone. Okay, so yeah, unlikely now that I'm going to find any here at least. But I think I'm going to head over to my original island and do this exact same thing. Once I verify that dacite is in fact not one of them. Which I don't believe it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not. So yeah, I'm going to float back up and head over to my original island and we'll do the same thing over there. Alright, here we go. I'm in the sphalerite mine that I had originally found way back at the beginning. I also saw deep in one of the ravines that I had been in before some more of the dacite, so that may be the case that that's all there is here is dacite in the second layer of stone. But I guess that's why we're digging to find out. Wondering if I'm going to cause any more massive cave-ins. Also not sure if cobblestone has any actual use, like if you can actually mine it or not. I'm not certain. Another thing I'm wondering too is if there's different toughnesses of rocks. If there's, you know, certain types of rocks that are more or less tough than others. In terms of, you know, can they all be mined by a starter pickaxe or not? Otherwise, it doesn't seem like there's that different of a progression style if that's really how it works. Sort of jumping from, it's jumping from metal to metal, but it's jumping from metal to metal on the anvils. All right, so this is just more dacite. Oh, hey, I got a ruby. That's kind of cute. You know what? I'm just gonna keep digging. Screw it. I just want to see how far down this will go, actually. This is... Wow, okay, so we're actually only at Y109. Y is the vertical axis, right? I can't even remember anymore. Yeah. Wow, okay, so yeah, we're just going to keep digging. Let's see what all we can run into here. We've got a long way to go before we get to the bottom. Because I had forgotten that the layers generated very differently here. Go. Tension is building and building until I run into something else. Well, at least I know I'm not really at risk of cave-ins if I do it like this. So I may use this for future mining as well. Feel a lot better putting myself at risk only with bare minimum materials. Brought the hammer with me too, because you don't use a quern to grind up flux. You actually use a hammer to grind up whatever type of material it actually takes. Hopefully it's not too much further. Yeah, you know what? I'll be back when I've hit something. Alright, looks like we hit some gabbro. And I also hear some lava nearby. Yeah, got some lava. Is it day still? I can't even tell. It's so dark down here. But yeah. We hit lava, which you can hear. Huh. Yeah, you can even hear it sizzling on something. Which I've seen gabbro before. Gabbro seems to be quite prevalent around the surface in magma pockets there, so hopefully I'll be still safe from even from lava. I want to keep going until I get to the very bottom. So we're getting close. We're at 44 now. Made some pretty good progress. Found another gemstone as well. I think you can just get them randomly whenever you're digging through regular stone, which is kind of interesting. Man, that sounds so creepy. So close, so eerie. So I'm getting a little nervous. I'm actually at Y5. And I've not run into... Oh, you know what? That must be bedrock. Yep. I was going to say... I'm at Y5 and I hadn't run into any bedrock yet. I'm sure that's bedrock. Okay, so either there's 3 layers or I just happen to find an area that has 3 layers. So no such luck yet. I guess I'm just going to have to keep exploring. I even just Googled to see, and there's a lot of people who've said that they've had trouble finding flux. So at least I'm not the only one. Most of them just said you just got to go out and look for it. It's out there somewhere, and when you find it, it's not like deposits. I mean, you can find deposits of borax, but when you find the actual stone that flux is in primarily, it'll literally be the stone layer. So I should find more than enough. So once I get back up here, I'm going to head out to my base, and then I'm going to grab some stuff and probably go just take off in a single direction and hopefully not get lost. Hey, look at that. I swung by my old house, and my lemon trees have been growing, so that's good. At least I know that I planted them right. In fact, this one actually has a branch. I'm not going to bother messing with them for now, but it's good to know. These things actually take a while. I probably should plant the other trees that I have, because it looks like they can actually grow. These trees, at least, can grow throughout the winter. So I'll have to do that. I actually just checked the time, too, and it looks like I'm just about out of time for this episode, so I think we'll just go ahead and wrap it up here as I'm hanging out at my good old house. A lot of memories in this place for... 2 weeks of playing. But I will see you guys back at my home and in the next episode of Let's Play TerraFirmaCraft. See you then.